So let me ask you this. When was the last time you took a moment just for yourself? Not for work, not for school, not for family, but for you. That's where journaling comes in, and that's exactly why I created my journaling kits. Each kit is designed to make it super easy and honestly really fun to start your journaling journey. You'll get a decorated journal with over 100 prompts to spark your creativity, plus washi tape, stickers, cards, and even a sweet treat to keep you inspired. Journaling is more than just writing. It's self-care, it's reflection, it's dreaming bigger. And with these kits, you don't have to stare at a blank page wondering where to start. I've got you covered with prompts that will help you reflect, plan, and grow. They're just $18, and you can grab yours today on Etsy in the Black Girl Iowa shop. Don't wait to start your journaling journey. Your thoughts, your dreams, your story, they deserve a page. Welcome back to Black Girl Iowa, the podcast where we uplift voices and celebrate the stories of Black men and women making an impact right here in Iowa. I'm your host, Emili, and today I'm honored to be joined by Loretta Windsor, the visionary founder of Sista SoulFest. A proud graduate of George Washington High School in Denver, Colorado, Loretta has spent years giving back through community events like Peace Day, the Ladylike Empowerment Brunch, Grub Love, and the Back to School Bash. Her deep commitment to service shines through in everything she does. For the past 5 years, Loretta has poured her heart into planning and organizing the very first festival of its kind in our community, Sista SoulFest. What began as an idea in 2020 has grown into a thriving annual celebration, spotlighting women of color, supporting local entrepreneurs, and creating real opportunities for connection and economic empowerment. Under her leadership, Sista SoulFest has accomplished so much in 5 years, and its impact continues to grow. When asked about the best part of living in Iowa, Loretta's answer is simple: family. So she left the state at the age of 8. She returned every summer to visit loved ones and eventually made Iowa home again in 1999. That strong sense of family and community is at the heart of everything she has built. Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary friends, I'd like to welcome Loretta Windsor to the show. Loretta, thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you. What a wonderful introduction. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. I couldn't have.
Yes, you're welcome. That's why I sent out that Google form.
Thank you. Girl, you did your thing with that for real.
Thank you. Thank you.
You did. Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
Yeah. Loretta, I have gone to, I think, 2 of the last 5 Sista SoulFest here in Des Moines. Last year, oh my God, it was so hot. It was so hot. But I had such a good time. And I think that one of the things that I really love about this event is to see all of these beautiful Black women not only showcasing their talent and their passion in their own businesses, but the community support is really something that is heart-stopping in a way. And the event is coming up this weekend. So I want to really dive into the beginning. So 5 years ago is 2020. It's the pandemic, but I'm sure this idea started even longer ago. Can you talk a little bit about the beginning and what made you want to start working on this project?
Oh, okay. So to be honest, this is our 6th year, actually.
6th year.
This will be our 6th year. 6 years here in Des Moines, 4 years in North Carolina, and then also our first year was just in Waterloo last month. But really, I did not ever think about having a festival, honestly. I do teach meditation, and in 2020, that was huge. Because of the pandemic, we were all trying to find some peace. And so we had to dig in because everything was closed, basically. So in the middle of the pandemic, it was June 2020. I was just in my favorite spot, my park, Union Park, the flower spot of that, the
Mm-hmm.
flower garden side. And I was meditating and it just came as a vision. And then
Mm.
I heard the voice say, "You're going to have a fest." And when I heard that, when I hear things, I look around because I really hear things. You hear your name being called Emily and you look around.
Yep.
Well,
All
that's
the time.
kind of how God works with me. Yes. So that happened. And whenever I ask the question, what? Or, like, then a bigger picture is shown. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's when I was given a few details that we still stick to. So I was given the date that we were going to have it in August, the last
Mm-hmm.
Sunday in August. And
Mm-hmm.
mind you, this was the middle of June. So we weren't very far away from
Yeah, you
August.
had only a
And this
few
is
weeks. Yeah.
yeah, so this is something I had never done before. So I was told the name, that it would be Sista SoulFest, that we would focus on women and young girl businesses, all of them, but especially women of color and black girls. So that was given. And then also uh, in our logo, I don't know if yeah, I know you've seen it, of course, but the heart and flame. So I was instructed that the heart and flame somehow had to be incorporated into our logo or into our name, along with a silhouette of women. So this one doesn't have it, and but when you look back, it has like a silhouette of all different types of women. So you can see it, and it's like the rainbow of colors
Mm-hmm.
that derive all from one. But anyhow, so those were a few things that were specifically given to me. And I was told it was for women at that time. So it was five of my girlfriends that we used to meditate on Sundays. And we met a lot of times and just had a good time. And I told them, I said, hey, I got some information. I heard this is what we're going to do. And mind you, I really was hesitant about it because I was like, okay, can we get this done?
Mm-hmm.
And it was Tarita actually. Tarita has said, well, sis, I've done events even bigger than this when I worked for one of the companies she worked for in less time. We can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. And then some of the other ladies were like, okay, well, let's do it. And we did it. We just went, did the best that we could. It was beautiful. We had 53 vendors that year,
Mm.
and 23 of them brand new for the first
Wow.
time. And each one of us had a brand new part of our business that had debuted as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how it actually happened. So it really was nothing that I thought about.
Yeah, and
Nothing at all.
you are one of quite a few people that I've had on this show that it maybe have been an idea, but for you specifically, it was a calling to put
Yes,
forth something that was going to be positive and it was going to showcase those local businesses of women of color and Black girls. And from what it sounds
mhm.
like to me, a lot of this really speaks to your community involvement. If you guys are in Des Moines, I see Loretta everywhere. I saw her at a book signing earlier this year. I saw her at just a few weeks ago at the health conference. And it's one of those things where like I
Yes.
turn around and I'm like, there's Loretta. No, wait, there's Loretta again. And I really love that about our community. But you are someone that really finds a reason and a purpose to support. I mentioned earlier that, you've been involved with Peace Day, the Ladylike Empowerment Brunch, the Back to School Bash, Grub Love. So, how do you think those experiences prepared you for this fest and also prepared you to work with your friends and not only do this once, but do it multiple times and now in other locations?
Wow. A lot of preparation came with being involved. As you said, being involved in the community. And I didn't, as you in the introduction, I didn't spend growing up my school years here, so I just was here for the summer. But in Colorado, basically it was the same thing, community and getting involved and having, I always have had a passion for women and young children and children. That's just something I think was just in my DNA from the beginning. But back to what you asked as far as being prepared or this getting me prepared for Sister Soul Fest, there's a lot of ways. Learning to be a team player, learning to be open, everything that comes with a team player.
Like,
But being a team player, also being involved in other organizations helping them, I wasn't the lead. So I wasn't the head and had to, lead all of it. So I was able to follow the guidelines or the rules, or, I was part of being a leader of your team, but it's not as much on you when you're part as the team member instead of the leader, if you get what I'm saying. So
Yep.
that was wonderful. So I learned a lot from that as well. So yeah, and just knowing, reading the room sometimes, learning how to see what people are needing on the team and even our attendees.
Hmm.
That's why we give a survey out. We do a survey. We ask for suggestions. We ask for, input that can make it better in years to come. Every year, what can we have done better
Hmm.
to help serve the community and our businesses that come alongside of us. So that's really important for us.
Yeah, and I love the want to continue and progress and move forward because as time goes on, people change, things change, and so you want to continue to change with those things. So, specifically though about this event, what have been some of those kind of aha moments when you're reading the feedback that you have been able to implement into the event that people have been really receptive to?
Every year there's a big aha,
Yeah.
and then there's like multiple little ones like, oh, okay. So we're really thankful for, but it's like, okay, gosh, we didn't think about this. So how can we,
Mhm.
like, we're redoing it. We're constantly thinking, constantly. We're never off. And when I say we, it's Erica Plow and I. She
Mhm.
is our event manager that's
Mhm.
remote from North Carolina
Mm.
that does a fabulous job.
Mhm.
So we are never off. We're constantly thinking and reading the feedback. One of the things, a few things, few years ago, we were, I'd say, is it 3 years now? Maybe 3 years now. 3 years ago, uh, someone in the community had mentioned, actually, I think they took it to Tarita and asked her, how do we come up with our nominees and our winners of the We See You Sis Awards?
Mhm.
You're familiar with those,
I
right?
am. Yep.
Okay, yep. Okay, good. So the We See You Sis Awards, when they first started, we basically were just taking, businesses that were in those categories. So we made categories for style and slay. So that
Mhm.
was your beauticians or people that do beauty and
Mhm.
those types of things. So we just grabbed a few of the businesses we knew and then we voted and that's how they won. Well, this particular person has suggested that we should engage the community. And so that next year we were like, okay, well, really after that. But so we were like, okay, how can we do this? And so we did it and we've been doing it ever since. And it's
Mhm.
wonderful because the community can nominate. So there's a few days where you nominate who you would like to see. And then after we close the nomination, we take the top four in each category and we put out, now here's how you vote. And so these are your nominees, and then the community votes. And then once they vote, we tally it and the winner is chosen from the community. So that's one that we love and we stay with because it's not even as much work as it was
Mhm.
for us then. It's still work, but it's good work.
Good.
Another thing that came up, I'll tell you one more. So another thing that came up that we do, and we're really implementing it even more so this year. So this Sunday, people will see it, but that's to make it more accessible for our ADA attendees, because normally everyone was in the grass. So we utilized the sidewalk that goes through the park to have vendors on both sides last year. And so this year we're going to put more vendors up around the fountain and
Mhm.
in there, kind of where the food is. So we're getting better with that because some people can't get on the grass to see some vendors. So we're going to get that done. And then also the way we post. So Carrie, who's on our board, Carrie Bassett, she does a lot of research and a lot of good everything. She's with Black History Research. So you have to
Mm.
talk to her sometimes too.
Yeah, I'd love to.
But anyway, Yeah, so she was working on a project. I can't really remember what it was, but a few years ago. And on this project, they talked about social media and how people that are ADA that actually get on. So how to put, not to put so many hashtags when you're
Hmm.
posting and not to put too many emojis. Like if you're going to do that, put it in the comments and not on your actual post. So just being more accessible even visually
Hmm.
on our platform. So yeah. So and again, moving everyone together. We heard that a lot last year. It was too much space to put the vendors all. So we're keeping everyone on one side.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting because it's going to be crunch time,
Yeah.
but we're going to figure it out.
Right.
It's going to be crunch time, but we're going to do our best, and even with the trees providing some more shade. So there's
Yeah.
a lot of things that we pay attention to, and we love to get that feedback.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I know, one thing that's always going to get people to keep coming back is, again, that progression of getting better and better and better. And I wanted to talk another thing about this event is that not only is it here in Des Moines, it's going to be number 6 this year, but you branched to Fayetteville, North Carolina, and Waterloo this year. So, can you kind of talk to
Yeah.
me a little bit about the reason to host the event in North Carolina and how and when Waterloo popped up on the list? Because I'm seeing a pattern here, but I don't want to call it too soon. So, yeah, do you want to talk a little
Okay.
about
Well,
that
you're
as
gonna have to
well?
tell me later.
Yeah, I will
Absolutely.
absolutely tell you that. No problem.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Here's one of the other things that was given to me in 2020 in this vision. No, all the pieces weren't given, but there were multiple pieces that were given that I had to stick with and had to do because the thing about it, Sister Soul Fest is not mine. Sister Soul Fest is ours. It's for the community, and it's something that God has given us. I believe that, and I know that with all my heart. And so there are things that I can't just do what I want to do. You know, there were some things, some challenges this year that I really said and I try my best not to say I say we because it's all of us and it's even my team, the people that are on our team. So one of the things that was given to me was that this was going to be an annual thing the very first year in 2020, it was told to me that this would be something we do every year. And really, it was told to me because I got so excited once I came out of this vision. And I was like, oh my God, we're going to be in Union Park because Union Park was
Hmm.
my favorite.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh. And then, so Spirit must have knew that I thought, oh, we're going to be here every year. And I was like, don't get too excited. This is your first and last time here. You're moving to Evelyn K. Davis Park.
Hmm.
So enjoy this one, but this is the first and last one here. And
Hmm.
that's exactly what happened. And at that time, I was told that we would be known as the fair. And again, at that time, excuse me, I was like, the fair. And I heard Black Fair, that we would be known as the Black Fair.
Hmm.
And I'm like, okay. So didn't really think much more about it, but I did go to Evelyn K. Davis Park. But then the following year, it hit me because you know that's how spirit works. You'll get
Yeah.
nuggets every so often. Well, I got a nugget and reminded me that a fair travels from state to state. It travels from when it leaves here, it's going to St. Paul, Minnesota, or it's going, you know, to
Yeah.
Minneapolis. A fair travels.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, we're going to travel. So didn't know that right then.
Yeah.
And then Erica, because she is remote in North Carolina, she was here in Des Moines for our very first one in 2020.
Hmm.
But she hasn't been able to come back yet. She'll be back to one here in Des Moines when we have ours. But she has said, I think I can't even remember, but I think she said something to the degree of, Miss Loretta, what if we do Sister Soul Fest here? And I
Hmm.
was like, okay, why not? You're there. And I'm like, your city. That's her city and her hometown. And I'm like, okay, well, let's figure it
Let's do
out.
it.
So she did what she did there. And I've been blessed to go every year to help put boots on the ground the day of, or not the day of, but I get there a couple of days earlier. But
Mhm.
yeah, so get there and do what I do here, and we have been blessed to just been able to do it every year. So
Yeah.
that's really how it works. And this map here, I will say, it's kind of fuzzy, and I do apologize, but if you can see the map here on the
Mhm.
wall, so was it 2 years or 3 years? I can't recall, but maybe 3 years ago. You know how you do vision boards?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I okay, so I do vision boards, and so this particular year I was gonna do one, and I heard Spirit say, "Get a map," and I was like, "Get a map," and I was like, "Oh, get a map." So I went and got this map. I didn't know it was gonna be this big because it takes up half the wall. But I got a map, and I heard, get some stickers, and then when I got it up on the wall, I was like, "That's what we're doing. Is that
Mhm.
what we're doing?" I said, "Oh, that's what we're doing." So I took the stars and I just started placing them. The gold stars, because you probably can't see, but the gold stars are
I can see little stars. I think they're white. They look white to me. But I can see, and
yeah.
so go ahead. I'll let you finish. I'm sorry. I want to say
No,
it,
go
but I'm gonna
ahead.
have you say it. I was gonna say, please tell me that the little stars are manifestations of where you want this festival to go next. It makes my heart so happy. I love that. I love
Yes.
that.
So there's two different types, two different color stars though. So the
Okay.
gold stars represent every city and state that the Soul Fest will be. Okay. Will I be around to see every single one of them? I don't know, but because this is so much more than me. This is a vision that God gave. And so the torch will be passed when the time comes for someone else to lead this. So anyway, the gold stars represent Sister Soul Fest, and there's blue stars, and you may not be able to see the blue, but there's one right there. If you see Iowa,
Oh,
you see Iowa.
I do.
So there's
Yeah.
the gold, and then you might see two dark spots. Those
Mhm.
are blue stars, and the blue stars are for Brothers United for Hope. That's
Okay.
for our because we do the art gala and auction. I don't know if you've ever been able to come to that
Have
here.
not. And I'm gonna put it on my list though for sure.
Yep, put it on your list, but there's a pause on that for here. We're
Okay.
not coming back here until 28. God willing, and we'll be back here in 2028. So, but that's where that is, and that also represents the art galas that we will have. We will have galleries for our artwork for the men and Brothers United for Hope. A little Sister Soul Fest memorabilia, or like special things that we started off with. So
Yeah.
that's what those are. Yeah.
That's that's beautiful. And I really love that this is something that you said it yourself. It's more than just me. This is a group of people. This is a group of women that understand the vision and then want to see it through and to manifest and not say this is where I want it, but this is where they will be. That's a totally different way of believing in a project and believing in yourself and believing in the power of something is when you say it's going to happen,
Yeah.
not I want it to happen, which is something I am currently learning because I always say, I would really like for
Good
this
for
to
you.
happen instead of, no, 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 Emily, it's going to happen. It's just all about timing.
Yeah,
So
but you're
I
learning
love that.
already. You're already changing it. You're
I
changing it
am.
already. So that's good.
I am.
Yep.
I'm working on it.
Absolutely.
So,
Yep.
So the next thing I want to ask, and then we'll get to my favorite part of the show is, um, as you are getting ready for the sixth annual here in Des Moines, the one in Fayetteville, North Carolina will be taking place on September 20th. And then you will be taking a well deserved break. When you think back on the last 6, almost 7 years now, and all of the organizing, the planning, the festivals, everything leading up, and then everything afterwards, if there is a young woman or a young girl or a woman that is an entrepreneur that is wondering how to get started, what would be the number one reason why she should consider being a vendor at Sista SoulFest?
Representation. special one. That means everything. When you see someone that looks like you in our own community, because this is something that Spirit had given me maybe last year. We're in Evelyn K. Davis. Like I said, I didn't know we were going to go there. The first year I was excited about Union, but we're at Evelyn K. Davis Park for so many reasons, even probably more reasons than I'm even aware of right now. But because it's in the heart of our neighborhood,
Mhm.
it's a park that named in honor of such a wonderful woman, Miss Evelyn K. Davis herself. I feel that we are an extension of her legacy, of what she left behind for us. So, and I don't know if you're familiar with Miss. Okay, great,
Yep,
good. So
absolutely.
and
Yes.
I'm an alumni of Tiny Tots
Yeah.
Daycare,
Yep.
which and my daughter, she's 25 now, but she was a student at the Evelyn K. Davis preschool, which was
Mhm.
right like at the back of Mercy, where the House of Mercy is now, or something like that. But so she did so much for women, but also for families and for our community. And it wasn't just, Black women, Black families, but it was everyone. And that's where we've shifted even now. So the first 5 years, Spirit has said this is just for women and young girl businesses, right? Well, the shift came, and this year is our first year of allowing the men in our
Mhm.
community to come alongside of us. So, and that's where the shift has come, is because now we are making sure that it's community, everyone
Mm.
that builds the community. So we have our men, we have women, we have young, and we have our mature
Mhm.
adults in our community as well. So, and it looks, it's never been just, oh, only Black people, but it's just, it's specifically for us.
Mhm.
And that's one of the reasons why, too, we will stay in our community and in our park, because we need to bring value back there. Since we've been in Evelyn K. Davis Park, there's been less crime, because before, one of the reasons why I didn't want to go is because the reputation that the park had at the time. So there hasn't been any of the shooting, the violence that was there prior.
Mhm.
We go in that park and we pray before. So all summer long, I used to do the meditation. This year I wasn't able to do it, but we had meditation in the park every Sunday. And that's the park that we would meditate in. So we are setting the tone for the event all the way from May to
Mhm.
August,
Mhm.
and so the crime is down there. There's more events taking place at Evan K. Davis Park
Yeah.
than there has ever been.
Yeah.
It's a safe space.
Mhm.
And the thing too, back to what you asked, is that the representation is so important. And I know this because I was a little Black girl before. And so
Mhm.
I was able to look at women that look like me and say, ooh, I want to do that.
Mhm.
So when our children are able to come to the park in their neighborhood and see everything that's going on, that is beautiful. I mean, it's such a wonderful event on every level. And not only do they see themselves, but they see their future.
Yeah.
See that, what? And especially if we do have quite a few businesses that come every year that
Mhm.
actually mark the calendar and say, no, it's just a SoulFest. Lee Tai is one of them. So when you are a young child and you grow up and you have these memories and say, remember we used to go to Sister SoulFest
Yeah.
and Lee Tai always had that Twix cinnamon roll,
Yeah.
and we get it, and so not only are they able to go to this every year and get some of their favorites and see people that look like them, but then they can say, you know what? They're here every year. So not only is entrepreneurship obtainable, but it's sustainable. So we
Yes.
can literally have sustainable businesses
Yes.
and thrive, that we can really
Mhm.
do this.
Yeah.
It's really, that's really my biggest thing, is representation and telling our story for ourselves, not allowing anyone else to tell our story, and changing the narrative of the park and everything that we do. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, you guys want to see us? Come see us.
Yeah. 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 And I mean, I really love how this event is so multifaceted, to where it's community involvement. It's just like what you said, changing the narrative and sharing our story, but also elevating and reminding people that this space has history. It is named after a historic woman that lived right here in Des Moines and did a lot for families, and
Absolutely.
I think that is such an important part of this event, and I am very, very excited for it. And I want you to tell everyone all about what we have to look forward to this Sunday. But first, I have some lightning round questions because I always like to make sure that people have an opportunity to share little bits of themselves on the show for questions that I
Okay.
probably would not have asked, but I'm going to ask them now. So I've got 10 here, so we'll do
Okay.
quick answers. So the first one, what
Okay.
is your favorite comfort food?
Favorite comfort food? What is my favorite? Oh my gosh, you would put me on the spot. I don't. Ooh, mashed potatoes.
Yeah, we go with everything. I love that.
Mashed potatoes. Yes.
Okay, coffee, tea, or whatever drink gets you started in the morning.
Tea.
Tea, a song that always gets you dancing.
I would have to say, oh gosh, what's the song I always hear? Michael Jackson, Off the Wall.
It's kind of like a hidden gem for me.
I think it's that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one. Last book you read.
Last book is right here. Mine is The Master. I'm still reading it. It's
Okay.
about that thick.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Who is a woman who inspires you the most?
I would have to say my mom. Mom.
Favorite place in Iowa to relax or recharge?
My goodness, I've said it like 1,000 times here. Union Park on the
Union
garden
Park.
side.
Okay. All right. If you weren't helping organize Sista SoulFest, what would you love to be doing?
Oh my God. I'm a flower girl and I'm plants and flowers. That's to choose flowers, plants, and things. I would be doing that hands down.
One word your friends or family would use to describe you.
Reliable.
Okay. A dream vacation spot. Where would you go tomorrow if you could?
Jamaica.
And last but not least, in your current season of life, what brings you the most joy?
My children and my grandchildren. Seeing my children grown and thriving.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right, Loretta. Well, again, thank you so much for being here today. But before
Yes,
we
thank
go,
you.
tell everyone, what do we have to look forward to for this Sunday's event?
I'm not going to tell you too much, but you have a lot to look forward to. I'm not going to tell you too much because you need to get out there. I will tell you a few things. We have the fashion show returning, so the Curve Factor is going to be presenting, and a few of the designers are going to have the fashion show again. That was a hit last year. It was our first year, so we love collaborating with them. You also will have quite a few more food vendors than last year. We are racking up on the food businesses, so that's always exciting. I think we said we have about, excuse me, I think there was 16
Oh,
food vendors.
okay.
Yeah. So a lot of exciting things. A new setup, so that's going to be interesting. Hopefully, everyone will enjoy that just as much. So yeah, and we have
Okay.
working bathrooms and this year, and we were able to get some porta pots, so and hand washing
Good.
stations. So that's another thing that we expanded on to get done too. So
Okay, and I'm
yeah.
seeing here, you guys, we're going to have cooler weather. Looks like it's going to be about 76 degrees this weekend. So we won't have a
Oh my
scorcher
God,
like last year. So,
I said 78. I said, Lord, let it be 78 degrees with a
yes,
very
you are
slight
so
breeze.
close. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh
Well,
my God. I'm going to get that 78. It's going to be 78.
yeah. Listen, I'm going to hold space and I'm going to pray on it just for you. See, 78 degrees. So,
78.
and yes, I will definitely be there this weekend. I am so excited for this event. It's definitely one of my favorites for me to go around,
Thank
shop,
you.
talk, converse, and eat my way through. I'm so excited. So, Loretta, again, thank you so
Yes.
much for joining me. And also just
Thank
for all
you,
the
Emily.
work. You are welcome. All the work you're doing in the community is amazing. And for everyone listening, don't forget the 6th annual Sista SoulFest will take place on Sunday, August 31st from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Evelyn K. Davis Park. This year's theme, Empowerment Through Unity, celebrating strength, creativity, and brilliance of women of color through entrepreneurship, artistry, healing, and sisterhood. This is a free event, y'all. So, and again, we will have quite a few different vendors. We will have food, music, a fashion fashion show, all of the great things. Cannot wait to see you all out there. Thank you for tuning in to the Black Girl Iowa podcast. Don't forget, you can subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and YouTube, so you never miss an episode. You can also shop exclusive podcast merch and journaling kits on Etsy at Black Girl Iowa Shop. And also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Black Girl Iowa. So until next time, keep rising, keep reflecting, and keep celebrating our stories.